Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ice Center here in Salem, New Hampshire for tonight's NHIAA Division I matchup between the Trinity Pioneers and the Londonderry Lancers. To catch our audience up from what happened last time here at the Ice Center, the Lancers squared off against the, who did they face? They played the Pelham Alvern Broncos. And we were trying to get that game recorded and announced for you guys, but unfortunately, because of some technical difficulty, we couldn't get that. Game to show and put on our YouTube channel. But that's all right. You know, things happen. Technical difficulties always happen. You can't plan for everything when it actually comes to get the show on the road. So that's all right. But I will tell you that the Lancers, they absolutely demolished the Broncos, 9-0. Baldwin got his first shutout of the season, and he has started 5 of the 6 games that the Lancers have played this season. So he got his first shutout, and the Lancers are now 4-2. Yes, they are 4-3. 4-3 on the season. And that would mean that Baldwin started 6 of his last 7 games, so let me correct that. The Lancers are coming off of a loss all the way up north against the Hanover Marauders, 3-2. They currently rank 6th in Division I. They won 3 of their last 4 games, and in those 3 games that they won, they only allowed 3 goals, and they scored 15. So they're on a streak when it comes to scoring goals and letting up goals, both offensively and defensively. But it doesn't show when they go on the road, because on the road this season the Lancers haven't been pulling out victories. So we'll see if they can get it back on track here at the Ice Center. On the season, the Lancers have scored 27 goals and they let up 17 goals. As I mentioned, Baldwin has started 6 of his last 7 games in total here as the whole season progressed here for the Lancers. He has a goals against average of 2.20. And in the last game against Pelham Alvern, Troy Muldoon scored 2 goals, and he also went 8 for 12 at the face-off dot, while Andrew Morissette took several face-offs as well, as he went 5 for 7. The Trinity Pioneers, they are 3-4, and they are coming off of a victory. They're coming off of a victory 4-2 against the Manchester Memorial Crusaders. They currently rank 12th in Division I, and they lost 2 of its last 3 games, the other one being against St. Thomas, who the Lancers pulled out a miraculous 3-1 deficit going into the 3rd period. They lost that game, Trinity did, by a final of 3-1. The Pioneers have allowed 9 goals scored on them, while putting up a total of 5 goals in those last 3 games that I mentioned. So with that being said, both teams here are getting warmed up for tonight's game, and I'll tell you what, it is a very, very, very cold and windy weather type outside. It is not the warmest of days, obviously, on this 23rd of January. But I will tell you that it will get better eventually for those people that love warm weather. So let's hope that happens in the future, hopefully the near future. But there was a huge storm coming for heading towards us. However, it hit towards south, so it didn't really get much of us. So that's really good news, and hopefully the snow stays away from us so that the roads are safe. We're typically used to seeing the Lancers wear white, and they are. However, their other secondary color is blue, and that's what the Pioneers are wearing tonight with their red pants and blue socks. While the Lancers, of course, as I mentioned, they're wearing their white uniforms with red pants and white socks. And I should also mention, for all of you NFL football fans out there, Championship Sunday is tomorrow, so if you're looking forward to that, I would recommend getting a nice seat, a nice drink, some nice food, maybe some pizza, whatever you're up for, and kick back and watch the AFC Championship featuring the Patriots. What a surprise. And the Broncos, that game is in Denver. That's set for 3:05 p.m. That will be on CBS. And the NFC Championship game to follow will be at 6:40 p.m., and that is featuring the red-hot Carolina Panthers, who went 15-1 in the regular season, and the Arizona Cardinals, who went 13-3 in the regular season, and that game is in Charlotte, North Carolina. So hopefully we will see some good games tomorrow, and most importantly, back to the task at hand. Hopefully we'll see a solid game tonight, as only one game separates these teams in the standings. Let me just verify that for you. Well, in their records, 4-3 the Lancers are, and 3-4 the Pioneers are. But in the standings, there's a lot of teams in the mix for the upper positions. I will give you a little rundown here. Concord is in first at 6-0. Bishop Girton is second at 7-1. Then following Bedford at 5-1. Exeter 2 at 5-2. I'm sorry, that's just Exeter. They're 5-2. St. Thomas, they're 4-2. Then Londonderry at 6th, they're 4-3. Manchester Memorial is 5-5. Salem 4-4, and several other teams 3-3 and 3-4, following all the way down. And the bottom team is Trinity. They are the last team at the 3-4 spot, ranking all the way in 12th of the 16-team division. As we get set here for the starting lineups for both teams, I shall pass on the word to you.
Welcome to today's Division I Varsity hockey game between the Trinity Pioneers and your Londonderry Lancers. Please welcome the starting lineup for today's visiting team, the Trinity Pioneers. At forward, number 12, senior Jacob Wolford.
So Jacob Wolford will get the start up front for the Pioneers.
14, junior
Dominic D'Amico, the junior, is also going to get the start, as well as number 7, Eric Favreau. There's your top line. And starting at defense is number 2, I believe, was Derek Merrick. And number 16, Vinny Baruzzi, will pair with him at the defense. And Ethan Mesner, he is not the only goaltender listed, but he will get the start at goalie for the Pioneers. Nick Donnelly, the stud for the Lancers, will start up front. He plays center. Pat Maloney's been getting some good stats. He's also going to be up front with Donnelly. Pat Murphy will be up the top line with them. Merrill Nyman, one of the defensemen. And Danny Bears will be the other defenseman. And Baldwin will get the start yet again. That makes it 7 out of 8 for Baldwin starting in net for the Lancers. And let's pause for the national anthem here as we honor America. As we get set to drop the puck here, I will give you some coaching staff and trainer information for the Lancers head coach, Dan LeGros. And for Trinity Pioneers, the head coach is Mike Connell. And if I had my roster, I could tell you the assistant coaches, but I don't know them off the top of my head. Here at the Ice Center, I guess we would say that it's a normal, average crowd. Not a bunch of people here, not an overwhelming amount like the BG game here. That was definitely the most amount of people that I've from any game that I've done here past 2 seasons. There were people standing all around the rink. And I believe this is our 3rd consecutive game, even though that we didn't tape the one against Pelham Malvern. This is our 3rd consecutive game here at this rink and not the normal one that we're typically at. So it's a disadvantage for me because I'm in the corner calling the game. But hey, what can I tell you? I just got to deal with it, don't I? Looking a little farther down the road, after tonight's game against the Pioneers, the Lancers will stay here. They will play the Bedford Bulldogs at 8:20 p.m. on the 27th of January. And as I know, the Bulldogs are red hot. As I mentioned in the standings earlier, they are 3rd at 5-1. So that is going to be a tough challenge for the Lancers. And Bedford is 5-1 coming into tonight. So we'll see what they do against their opponent. And we are underway here at the Ice Center, where the faceoff is won by the Lancers. And they chip this one in deep. And on the forecheck here is Maloney, and a shot here right over the shoulder of Mesner, and it hits the protective end and faceoff in the defensive zone. Just 13 seconds into this one. This will be on Mesner's right, the faceoff will be. Maloney to take it, and he loses it. And the Pioneers are battling on the far sideboards with the Lancers, and the Lancers chip it in where the Pioneers control, and defenseman Merrick will try to clear this one, but is deflected, and then Donnelly to Maloney, and he loses an edge, but he's not able to get this one in the front, so Donnelly will take it in the corner, and he lost the puck battle there, and the Pioneers clear this one to neutral zone. And a giveaway there to Merrick, but then he gives it back up to the Lancers right in front of the benches, and the Lancers give it up again. And a pass there, we're just going to chip it in deep and get a change for the Pioneers. And Brian Murphy got checked off the puck there, but in support with him is Jax Terrio, the defenseman. The senior, I should also say. And Terrio backhands this one, not past the Pioneers' front line. And this one this one is going to be onside, just kept in on the blue line as it's behind the Lancer goal line. And now Pioneers control here. And a pass there, couldn't corral that. Can't see the numbers from here, but I'll give you credit when I can. But the Pioneers control here beyond the goal line and up to the blue line, and a shot there taken by, I believe, that was Wolford, deflected wide. And the Lancers clear here, and coming up ice is Mike McKenzie, and a shot on there, and it's a save by Mesner right in the breadbasket. And a line change for both teams to follow. And Morissette on the face-off here. He initially lost it, but then they gained possession back. And the Lancers here are not able to keep this one in. But Shane White over there is giving some trouble to get possession of the puck. And they do. And this one is chipped in deep by Morissette. Jared Tuculo. We don't mention his name too often. Tucolo, however you pronounce it. We don't mention his name too often, getting some ice time here on the forecheck. And taking this one up is Dominic D'Amico, and a backhand deflected shot hits the glass. And a centering attempt here, and the Pioneers are able to get a shot on goal, but what a great chance there, and they couldn't create a shot on goal or some sort of scoring opportunity. And Morris up here on the near side boards. He coming in on Mesner, and a shot, and a glove save by Mesner on the near side. We are exactly 3 minutes into this opening period here between the Pioneers and the Lancers. 21's battling out here on this face-off, Maloney and Hoop. Or Hupp, however you want to say, Hoop or Hupp. Maloney loses it. And the Lancers are not able to keep this one in, but then entering right in was Maloney, and he lost it. So now the Pioneers chip in deep and go on the forecheck. Tyler Chipman up there making some noise in the near side corner. And the Pioneers keep it in deep. And controlling here is the assistant captain, Merrill Nyman, along the boards. And he gets it back after a deflection. Now the Pioneers control it here in deep. Chip it behind the goal line. And now the Lancers are going to be able to get this one out. A lead pass here does not connect, and it will go for icing. Chasing for the Lancers was Patrick Murphy, but they did not have enough speed to outrace, I believe that would be 16, Vinny Barbuzzi, the senior. I'm sorry, the junior. He's a junior. The draw here is won by the Lancers eventually by Muldoon. And Pioneers control here, and a wrist shot by Jake Cole is blocked, and then he just chips it in far side around the boards. And an opportunity here is poked away initially by, I can't tell you now, it was the Lancer defense poking that one away right near the crease, and they clear here. And this is going to be a penalty here, I believe, for interference. Yes, it's going to be interference. And the Lancers will go right on the power play to in the first 4 minutes, or excuse me, the first 5 minutes of this game. And number 7, Eric Favreau, the freshman, is going to go in. And I thought he made a great play there, being completely objective. I thought he made a great play. He played the body, but I'm not making the calls. That's the officials, and it's going to be 2 minutes for him. And the Lancers are going to get an early power play. And Morissette here to win it. Gives it to Nyman. Back to Morissette. To Donnelly. Top line, I believe, with a couple mix-ups. And a backhand here. Saved by Mesner. That shot being taken, the backhander, by Maloney. Morissette at the draw. This time, they initially lost it, but the Lancers control here. And a cross-ice pass to Terrio, and he is not able to, well, he actually eventually gets it to Donnelly after some hard work, and Donnelly behind the goal line looking for options around the net. Surveying, still has it. Turns the edge, still has it, looking for options. He comes in, and he lost the puck, got to use her teammates eventually. And the Pioneers chip it in deep. About halfway through this power play, 1:10 exactly to go. A great check there to get off the puck by Ryan Hupp, but doesn't matter as the Lancers are in here, and a backhand shot, and a great check there right off the play from a scoring opportunity there by the Pioneer penalty killing unit. And Nyman here to keep it in, and a shot here, and a save by Mesner, as that one might have been deflected, and a foot race here with Terrio, and I don't know who that is. That'd be number 12, Jacob Wolford, and he runs right into Baldwin. And I believe the net is off its moorings. Yes, it is. So that's the reason for the stoppage here. But I was able to get his number, Wolford, on Baldwin as a possible shorthanded opportunity there for the Pioneers. And I don't know. You can go either way if that was goaltender interference or not. Probably just incidental contact. So we play on with now 40 seconds to go in the power play. And the Lancers are in their defensive zone pending a faceoff. And they win it. Nyman to take this behind the net. And he waits for everything to open up. And a long stretch pass here is deflected, but now taking it on in is Mike McKenzie. He goes around the net and gets checked off the puck. Great defensive play there by Drew Merrick. And with now 20 seconds to go in the Lancer power play. And I believe that's Colby Austin down there looking for options to get more shots on net here on the penalty. On the power play. Nyman here to Patrick Murphy. Don't call his name too often. And a shot there is right in the breadbasket again of Mesner. And the power play has expired, so now we're back to 5-on-5 with 8:35 to go in the opening period. Mesner versus Favreau on the face-off. And Morissette wins it. Did I say Mesner? I meant Morissette. Coming up ice here is the Pioneers and a attempting cross-ice pass John McNichols. Interesting last name. And a shot here, saved by Baldwin as that one came on in and might have deflected. But nonetheless, the Lancers survive. And the Pioneers will control here. Number 15, the forward, initially controlling it. And the Pioneers are having a little trouble with the Lancer forecheck, and now the Lancers will chip this one in deep again from neutral ice. And a half line change or so, maybe 3 guys off of the Lancers as we are about halfway through this opening period, about 7:30 to go. And a delayed offside here, so the Pioneers had to tag up. And glove down here by Terrio as he walks on in. And then Maloney trying to snag that there, but he can't. Donnelly here on the top of the circle, shot and a save with the glove. I think it might have went in and out of the glove from Mesner. And now Terrio here on the far side boards and a cross-ice pass from Donnelly. He's able to get very little wood on that and accuracy, for that matter. And a great play there by Pat Maloney to stop the rush from the Pioneers. And a possible bid here coming on in is, that's a goal! Drew Merrick. Couldn't see his number initially, but the senior forward gets first blood against the Lancers here as what seemed to be a weak shot climbed through Baldwin with 6:53 to go, and it's 1-0 Pioneers. Might have dipped, might have deflected, might have spun, you never know. It appeared to deflect at least, but I think that's a shot that Baldwin has to save there, because for the most part the Lancers have been dominating, at least in the offensive attacking zone, as that might have only been maybe the 4th shot on goal and he already lets one in, but nevertheless it's 1-0 Pioneers in the early going. Check here by Muldoon and right in front of me, to be exact, and a shot there deflected, goes off the outside of the net. And Brian Murphy here is double teamed. He's sandwiched and he's trying to get the puck free so that some type of play can be generated here. And the referee stops play because the puck's not moving. So we will have an attacking zone face-off for the Lancers. Muldoon to take this face-off against Swanson, the senior. Actually, I take that back. It's going to be Favreau. And Muldoon wins it. And the Pioneers are able to clear. And now Pioneers here are creating some sort of rush, but a great play there by Mike McKenzie standing up in his attacking blue line. And a stick check there by one of the Lancers to probe that rush there. And Mike McKenzie centering tap here. The Brian Murphy shot right off the crossbar. Oh, it was inches just away from the Lancers tying it up. Brian Murphy, I should say, he got, I believe, at least 1 goal against Pelham Alvern, the game that we weren't able to record. But I'm a huge fan of him because he's in one of my classes in school, and I like that the junior is getting some ice time and some scoring opportunities, as Maloney takes this one here, but a skipping puck and a possible chance here for Tyler Chipman coming on in. Possible 2-on-1. He loses the puck and he's not able to get even a shot on goal as he comes on in, and maybe a poke check there by Baldwin. Otherwise, he just lost the puck clean. And the Pioneers, though, are maintaining some attacking time here. Lancers win a puck battle, but then icing it. No, it's going to be no icing because of the goaltender involvement, which is something I like to, I'm a huge fan of. No icing if the goaltender gets involved. As coming on here is Maloney. Great deke there, and a backhand and a save by Mesner as he stays square to that shot. What a move there by Maloney to get the bid scoring opportunity on the Pioneers. And taking this, I believe, is Arcand, however you want to say his last name, number 3 for the Pioneers. Eventually he lost the puck, and a huge slap shot here is deflected wide from Baldwin. And a quick moving period here with 4:10 to go, and a shot here, and it went under the glove of Baldwin. That was close. Maybe it missed the net or whatever, but that was a great shot. Great slap shot. Coming on in as the Lancers, and Maloney tried the same exact move, but the Pioneers weren't buying it. Coming up ice here is Jacob Perilla. He loses an edge. This one's chipped up ahead, and I can't see. I believe that was 16, but a shot there taken by a Pioneer forward. And Baldwin made that save with 3:30 to go now in this opening period. And a cross ice pass here is successful as the Pioneers chip this one in deep. And Brian Murphy's not able to corral that. So a shot there, easy shot there, taken by Wolford, is patted away from Baldwin. And this one will go for icing. Interesting enough, the Trinity Pioneers only dressed 17 guys tonight, unless everybody on the roster didn't dress, or there's an addition from a coming player from junior varsity that's not listed. But comparing or contrasting the Lancers roster, it's definitely undermanned, definitely a shortage on numbers. The Lancers, I believe, have around 30 players dressed. So that's just an interesting note to take note of. As a shot here by Chipman is saved by Baldwin with now 2:49 to go, and the Pioneers lead 1-0 over the Lancers. And the face-off here is won by the Pioneers, and a wrist shot there taken by, I believe, Eric Favreau, just climbs in on Baldwin, and he stays square and makes the save. So this time the faceoff will be on Baldwin's left instead of his right. And this time it is 1, and coming up ice here is Donnelly, but he loses the puck right at the blue line. So Morissette just chips this one in. Coming up ice is Tyler Chipman. Slap shot there, deflected off one of the Lancers' legs. And so here comes Donnelly once again, and a shot there. Easy glove save, at least by the look of it, by Mesner. Both teams change out. Actually, I take that back. The Lancers don't change out, but the Pioneers do. Maybe to get their top line against this Lancer top line. Or first line, I should say. Top line, first line. Whatever you want to call it. Maloney here wins the faceoff, and a backhand shot by, a weak backhand shot, I should say, by Morissette, easily steered aside by Mesner. No icing here as Dominic D'Amico here on the forecheck. But Anthony Federico, another name we don't mention too often, down below the goal line to win the puck there. Donnelly to Maloney, but they cannot connect on this. And this one will not go for icing. Not enough juice on that one. And Jax Terrio to play it on the far side boards, and the Lancers aren't able to control, and he gloved it right in front of the crease, but dangerous play there, just batted away if you're going to play it in your own blue paint, or at least from the bottom of the blue paint, or top of blue paint. Buck and a half to go, and the Lancers are trying to fight off this forecheck from the Pioneers as this pass is stolen by Donnelly, and now the Pioneers control here. Patrick Swanson now loses the puck to Donnelly, coming in on it, a shot way over the glove, or excuse me, way over the goal, way over the bar. A centering attempt there is unsuccessful, but then a shot by Colby Austin, rebound, score! No goal, it's a kicking motion. Kicking motion, I don't know who kicked it in, but the initial shot was taken by Austin as it hit the far side post, come back in, and I don't know who kicked it in, but somebody kicked it in, and it's not going to count. It's going to remain a 1-0 lead for the Pioneers, and this goal will not count. And a neutral ice zone faceoff will proceed. Unfortunate for the Lancers. Rebound was sitting right there, bottom of the slot, and they couldn't get a stick or some type of body on that to send it home, as we're under a minute now to go in the first period. That would have been a huge boost for the Lancers had they cashed in on that opportunity. And an opportunity here coming in on that, or I should say losing an edge, was Mike McKenzie. Almost corralled the puck, but not quite. And Pioneers chip in deep, and Perilla here will backhand it. Lose the puck, and a shot there taken by Drew Merrick. I might have hit the glove or possibly went over the bar of Baldwin's net. But the Pioneers persist here. There's a shot, I believe was deflected there. Top of the blue line and deflected, almost connected there. That would have put a huge dent in the Lancers' playing style as we near and end the final opening 15 minutes here at the Ice Center, and the Pioneers take a 1-0 lead. Very close. Last minute, the Lancers almost were able to cash it in and tie this at 1 apiece, but they are unable to do so, and hopefully that does not put them on the downside of things here. Hopefully they are able to continue what they were doing in the later stages there of the first period and tie this one up. It's 1-0 Pioneers. We'll see you for second period action after this. Welcome back to the Ice Center here in Salem, New Hampshire for second period action between the Trinity Pioneers, who lead 1-0 over the Londonderry Lancers on this 23rd of January 2016. Rather cold and chilly, as I mentioned previously, but again, it's January. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be windy. It's that time of year to get out the hats, get out the gloves, and especially get out those shovels and snow blowers. But not this weekend, because that storm that hit south, the Carolinas, Virginia, New York, New Jersey, all that area, several inches of snow that we missed out on, luckily. But there may be flurries, so we'll see. Looking ahead for the Lancers on their schedule, as I mentioned, they play the Bedford Bulldogs, the Red Hot Bedford Bulldogs, I should say. 5-1 they are. Besides them, they go back on the road. Out of their next 4 games after the Bulldogs, 3 of them are on the road, so a little bit of a mini road trip there. After Bedford, they play the Manchester Central Little Green. Then they play the Concord Crimson Tide. That game will be here at the Ice Center. But then their next 2 games will be on the road. The next one being against the Salem Blue Devils, and the following one will be against the Exeter Blue Hawks. And looking at the standings here, I believe most of those opponents are going to be difficult for the Lancers. I believe 3 out of the top 4 positions in the standings, 3 of those teams the Lancers are facing on their upcoming schedule. So it's going to be a tough test for the Lancers here mid-season. They play 18 games, and tonight is game number 8. So almost halfway there. Just got to keep grinding it out. And with 4-3 at this point, see if they can stay above 500 stay above 500 in the standings. Going back to the final minutes of the first period, once again, I can't tell you until I review the film who exactly kicked that puck in and what could have been a tying goal at the end of the first for the Lancers, but I do know that the Lancers had 2 shots, one off the post, one off the crossbar, that could have easily bounced one way or another, but again, just inches away from tying this one up. And I'll give a little credit there for number 7, Eric Favreau. He got in on the camera trying to, not a photo bomb, but I would guess you could say a video bomb, but trying to have a little fun here as he knows his squad is up 1-0. Still 30 minutes to go, and we'll see what will ensue here between these teams. No carryover power plays nor penalties, so we play 5-on-5 for this second period as we get underway in the second period. Maloney here gets stripped of the puck, and he's not able to get on and go all the way. He rides it all the way along the boards. And a centering attempt here by Danny Bears is knocked away and cleared down back into the Lancer zone. Bears off the boards, gives this one up, but he's going to get a second crack at it. And again, he can't get it to Lancer possession. So Merrill Nyman here will give this one to Donnelly, I believe, who lost it. And now the Pioneers control. Backhanding that was Eric Favreau. But he's not able to clear here. Coming in on is Nyman down the Morissette. Backhands this one all the way around the boards. And the Lancers are not able to keep this one in. And losing a little edge there going on the blooper highlight. Danny Bears. Nobody around him. And he just loses both feet. Centering attempt here and might have been kicked on goal. I don't know, you could say that, but Baldwin stood square to the shot, made the save there. First save of the period and first shot on the goal for the Lancers and for the Pioneers. Forechecking here is Patrick Swanson. Went all the way around and to the top of the blue line. Shot here taken, deflected, backhand attempt. Not able to get that one on goal. Were the Pioneers. And a stretch pass here, just missing connection to Patrick Maloney, I should say. And that will create an icing. And I believe that is 3, possibly 4. Check me on the film, but icing calls already, 3 or 4 of them, and 0 for the Pioneers. So Lancers got to come out of their defensive zone more prettier and connect some passes and avoid the icing calls. And Brian Murphy here gives it to Mike McKenzie, who chips it in deep and comes in on the forecheck. But the Pioneers are easily able to leave their own zone. And a shot here taken by Chipman off the shoulder of Baldwin as it goes over the bar. But not until it hit Baldwin. Mike McKenzie on the near side boards as he accelerates all the way down ice. Loses the edge. He's going so fast, can't keep his traction with the ice. And a shot here deflected. And it might have been pad saved there by Mesner. Either his stick or his pad, one of the two. And a skipper here, Baldwin might have guided that one with the stick to the corner. And Perilla here behind the net with the puck on edge. Just wraps this one around, hopefully to get it out. And he doesn't. Mike McKenzie there, and a quick shot there taken by Wolford. Backhand just wide of the net. And now the Pioneers here on their own blue line. Stretch pass. Coming in is number 2, Drew Merrick. Quick shot here. Takes a quick shot and a alert save there by Baldwin as that one was coming in on near side and he kept the pad down on the ice. And Colby Austin here coming up neutral ice on the far side, and the centering attempt here is blocked, but the rebound was not there. And the Pioneers enter the Lancer zone Forechecking is Wolford, but he loses the puck, and this one will go for yet another icing against the Lancers. 11:30 to go in the second period. Face-off upcoming to Baldwin's right. Morris set to take it against Favreau. And Morissette wins it to Terrio, who tries to get this one out but can't. And Anthony Federico backhands this one. Cross ice to Terrio, the other defenseman. And this one is indirected pass to Donnelly, but he couldn't get that. And a great hit there. Maybe a blindsided hit, but still a clean hit there by one of the Pioneers on Maloney. Or maybe he lost an edge. From this vantage point, I can't tell, but one way or another, he went right down on the ice. And centering attempt there, I believe, by Maloney is blocked. Or Morissette, I believe. Yeah, that is Morissette. He couldn't get that one in front. But the Lancers control here behind the goal line. Maloney does. And he still has this one here on the backhand up to Terrio. Terrio takes it, and he's not able to keep this one in. So, actually, no, the blue line's that far. Yeah, they kept that one in. Wow. I still can't see the blue line. That's incredible that they kept that in. Looks like from Terrio's body language that one went up to neutral ice. Meanwhile, Nathan Arcan here with the centering attempt to Ryan Hupp. But he couldn't get a scoring bid, so the Lancers here will control. A great check there by Ryan Hupp behind the Lancer goal line there to get the Lancer off the puck. Shane White there, and yet another great check to get the puck up ice. Taken there by Shane White. Shane White took that huge hit on the far side boards. This game is becoming more physical and more physical as we progress through this second period. John Nicolas, I'll never get that name right. I'll say Nicolas for tonight, though. He had tried to attempt a shot, but was not successful in doing such. And Merrill Nyman coming up ice. He's on the far side corner boards. Backhands this one across to, I believe, Mike McKenzie. He couldn't get the attempt there, but the extra centering attempt there almost cashed home by the Lancers and not able to get the stick on that puck. Now 9 minutes to go here in the second period. Perilla here to try to keep this one in, and he does. Well, actually, he didn't, but he chipped it in anyway. And so forechecking was Jared Tacolo, I should say. That I can get right, I know that. And Brian Murphy here to make the defensive play up to neutral zone. So Jacob Miller, oh, what a nice move right around. I believe that might have been Jake Cole. A great move displayed there. And this one is behind the goal line as both squads are digging for it. And once again, because the puck is not in motion, it will be a face-off result. Nearing the halfway point here in the second period, 8:18 to go. Maloney to take this face-off. And he initially won it, but now the Pioneers control here. Easy shot there, an easy save taken. The shot was taken by Tyler Chipman. I've mentioned his name quite often tonight. And here he is again, chipping this one behind the Lancer goal. Colby Austin, what will he do? He will backhand it to Donnelly. Donnelly indirect pass was unsuccessful, so the Pioneers control here. And Donnelly on the defensive-minded, trying to get this one out. Now Pat Maloney right up his slot, which is a very dangerous pass, but it was right to the speedy Mike McKenzie coming up ice here. Stops, looks, gives it to Pat Maloney, coming on in, back to McKenzie, shot, save, and a rebound, another save, and can't see from here. Now the Pioneers change, two chances there. Coming on in But a great play there by Terrio as coming on in for a possible scoring opportunity was Tyler Chipman yet again. He's got some speed to display here against the Lancers. 2 Lancers coming on in to try to take away that opportunity, but he still creates an attacking zone face-off for the Pioneers here as Morissette wins it to Terrio, and he will chip it around boards, and Shane White finishes the job. Morissette cross ice to nobody. Nobody was on that far side at the time. Pioneers give it to Terrio, who backhands this one in deep. And this one comes outside the blue line, but then Terrio chips it right back in. And now the Pioneers try to clear, and they do, to neutral zone, to the neutral ice, I should say. It's a lot of mixed match possession here. Lancers have it. Terrio does, cross to Federico. And on the near side boards, he chips this one in deep, and this will, it initially looked like the linesman was going to call an icing, but he didn't, because it was in front of the red line. And the Pioneers here, this one will not have enough for icing, and Pioneers clear their zone. This one goes off the referee, so that couldn't clear for the Lancers. Merrill Nyman coming up on the far side boards. Shot there. Far side rebound. Saved by Mesner. It was a backhander by White. And another shot and a save. Yet another by Mesner. That shot taken by Muldoon, the assistant captain. At this point, I would give the Lancers the edge. They have put a lot of shots on Mesner. They have tested him a lot. And in this period, they've definitely controlled the majority of possession, not only in their defensive zone, but going into their attacking zone. And Danny Bears on the near side of Donnelly. A shot there, deflected. And the Lancers are able to keep this one in. Coming on in, a shot by Mike McKenzie, and I think it might have been an arm save there by Mesner. And Maloney keeps this one in with 5:30 to go now in the second. McKenzie staples his body against the board to keep that one in for the moment. And coming in on net for the Pioneers, and now behind the goal line is Dominic D'Amico. Wolford will bring it out to the blue line, and a shot here deflected just wide. Baldwin had to be alert there. That one took 2 deflections. That one was a scary shot taken from the top of the circle as this one hits the protective netting. And the faceoff will be at the neutral zone. As a goaltender, you got to be really careful about those deflections, because in a split second it can go the opposite direction that you weren't anticipating it to go in, and it can result in a goal, or maybe some heart rates to go up for some fans, etc., etc. But goaltender for most sports is definitely the hardest position. Shot here, taken, rebound, and Baldwin right through the 5-hole and clearing that one out. Johnny on the spot is Morissette. And a great check there by Austin to say, get out of here. Coming up the neutral zone is Shane White, but he's not able to catch up to the puck. Close chance there for the Lancers, just a couple of feet away from crossing the goal line, and Mesner will cover here with 4:10 to go. Lancers are inches away from tying this one up. 2 posts and one it could have been a 2-0 lead. That one that went right through Baldwin's wickets, you could say. Almost created insurance for the Pioneers, but not so fast, says Andrew Morissette, the senior. So this game, momentum going right back and forth, and the expression, the ice is tilting. Well, you can't really obviously tell which way it's tilting, simply because inches are going both ways. I know I said the Lancers were initially dominating the play here as the shot goes over to Baldwin's glove. But the Pioneers are responding with some chances and with some forechecking. And the near side boards, this one's tied up but taken away by Danny Bears. And Merrill Nyman here looking for options right up the center ice here. Brian Murphy to come on in, saying hello to the other end of the ice. And an attempt there by Danny Bears and a shot by Murphy just wide as he was right in on goal. And I believe that's Murphy again. He gets checked off the puck with now about 3 minutes to go here in the second, where the Pioneers still hold a 1-0 lead. Maloney coming in on 2-on-1, but it is called back from an offside. 2:56 now to go, and the face-off will be, I believe, in the neutral zone. Yes, because it was offside, duh. Morissette to take it, and he wins it. Eventually wins it, and now coming in on goal, shot here, taken, rebound, also another save, taken by Ryan Hupp, and the rebound, I believe, was taken. I can't tell you at this point because I forgot, but I'll tell you, 2 great chances there for the Pioneers. And a possible breakaway here, but it has too much juice on it, so Baldwin kicks that one aside with a stick, and Lancers getting a little sloppy in their defensive zone, letting in some opportunities. And unable to corral that was Tyler Chip, and that could have created some opportunity. He centers it, saved by Baldwin off the slap shot. And the Lancers are scrambling. They cannot get out of their own zone with ease, as Tyler Chipman backhand center, and taking away that chance was Terrio, and he checks off Nathan Arcand, I believe is how you say that last name, and they clear to the Lancers. But now Morissette here up in the neutral zone. Mike McKenzie couldn't catch up to it, and taking that one out of play was Drew Merrick. He backhand that one into the penalty box. 1:46 to go, and the face-off will be at neutral ice. I'm sorry, it'll be at center ice. Muldoon wins it, and Merrill Nyman coming in, and he is checked off the puck. Stick checked off the puck, I should say. Will this one go for icing? No, it is waved off. Lancers can't buy an icing for all they know. And trying to corral that one was Jacob Wolford, but he couldn't get that shot on goal as Jacob Nicholas. Oh man, I hate saying his name. It still bothers me that I might be butchering it. As a shot here, just wide. Now approaching a minute to go. Here's McNolis gloving it down and getting it to the blue line. Puck's on edge. A deflected shot just wide. Deflecting that one, I believe, was Wolford. But the Pioneers still are behind the goal line, looking for some insurance here before going into the dressing room to the third period. And Donnelly, oh, this is going to be a penalty. Yes, it's going to be a penalty against the Pioneers once again. And with 39.7 seconds to go, the Lancers are going to get yet another power play. And I'm thinking, I don't know what that signal is. It looked like the false start signal you see in by NFL officials. I'll have to look at the film. I can't tell you what the penalty was, but what I can tell you is that the Lancers are on their second power play, and if they do not score, they will have a minute and 20 of carryover. Perilla to Austin, and they're not able to keep this in. And yet again, this one goes into the penalty box. The Pioneers being guilty of shipping it out of play. Donnelly to take this faceoff at neutral ice with 27.2 seconds to go. He wins it all the way back behind the goal line of the Lancers. Lyman here to Donnelly. Donnelly is pressured there, but Mike McKenzie comes up on the far side. He goes right by the check of, I believe that was Vinny Barbuzzi, to maintain possession here with 5 seconds to go. And the Lancers will not get yet another opportunity on net. 1-0, the lead holds for the Pioneers going into the third period. So close, yet so far for the Lancers on tying it up, and also so close, yet so far from the Pioneers getting insurance on Baldwin going right through the wickets, and Morissette being the hero there, keeping this only a 1-goal contest. 1-0, yet again, the Pioneers are going into the dressing room ahead. This is Lancer Hockey. My name is Jake Ziegler, and I will see you back here for third period action. Welcome back for third period action here between the Trinity Pioneers and the Londonderry Lancers at the Ice Center here in Salem, New Hampshire, where the Pioneers have a 1-0 lead going into the final 15 minutes. Or it could be final 15 minutes if they hold on to this lead or extend it or come up, somehow come up on top on this one and grab the victory. Could be more than 15 minutes, though, if we have to play overtime and the Lancers and the Pioneers are tied at the end of regulation. So we'll see as far as that goes. But I just want to give a shout out to my friend and one of the great announcers here for several years, Adam LaFleur. He has done a fantastic job from what I have heard and what I have listened to from the past games on the videos on the channel. He does a great job announcing the games. He does a great job announcing the play-by-play, and I learned a lot from him because I started this commentating last season, and if it weren't for him, I'll tell you what, I don't know if I would be, or I would say I would have the courage and I would have the capability of announcing, because I took a lot of notes from him, and I just pretty much, I used him as my role model as far as announcing goes. But for tonight in particular, and for possible future home games down the road, he is at work. He works at a supermarket, and I am very happy for him because he recently, before that, lost his job, and we've had a lot of conversations about the reasons why, simply because of management and his bosses and all that, and he didn't feel like he was useful and all that. So he's working, and I am very happy and glad to provide you guys what I do, and hopefully at least partially substitute his announcing skills, and I try to give you the same with my hockey IQ, with my hockey knowledge, and et cetera, but I just wanted to give a quick shout out to him because he is definitely someone I will remember for a while, probably the rest of my life, because as far as hockey goes, this is the first time I have ever announced hockey. I did football games for Londonderry as well, only for one season. I will say that I do like football. I do like football much better than hockey, simply because it's more interesting to me. But hockey is a very, very close second. And I'll tell you, once I found out that the opportunity, that they needed an extra announcer because of these situations here with Adam working and some other obligations that he has, I didn't think for a second. I took it right away because I knew in my junior year that I wanted to major in sports communications, broadcasting, journalism, etc., any one of those three. So I knew that taking this opportunity would be good, looking at my resume and looking at my college application as far as extracurricular activities go. So that's that. I love my man Adam. Hopefully he'll be able to do some future home games down the road, as we have, let me see here, we have, subtracting this game here, we have 6 more home games, and I don't know his status of his availability for the game against Bedford. Hopefully he'll be able to come, because I definitely want to give him yet another shot doing the play-by-play for Lancer Hockey. The buzzer on the scoreboard sounded, but I don't see any teams out on the ice. In fact, the Zamboni is just going around the ice, getting the ice to be, I don't know, what would you call it? More crisp, I guess you could say. I don't know how else you can put it. But, of course, you need a Zamboni. And another note I should mention about Adam is that he told me via email that it will be his last season commentating for Lancer hockey. And it's very unfortunate. I tried to convince him otherwise, but he told me he's nearing his 20s. So obviously he is not planning to pursue anything like this, because I talked to him about all that, and it's sad. But I hope that what he gave, the commentary to you guys, I can do the same. I can, hopefully replace his position. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be one of those things that I have to, work hard at and continue. I am a senior this year, so I do not know my status if I can continue to provide play-by-play for this YouTube channel. But what I can tell you is that if no other opportunity in my college career presents itself, then I will more than happily take one of the, or only the one and only, depending on if they can get other announcers to volunteer. I will probably be the only voice you will hear when it comes to Lancer hockey, at least down the road as far as that is concerned. So a little bit of a delay here. The Zamboni is finishing up. I don't know, I guess I'll just use the same word I've been using, crisping the ice, making it nice and smooth, I guess. Yeah, my friend cameraman Austin Terrio just gave me that word, so I'll give him credit for that. He does a great job, I should also mention, of the camera work. And to put absolutely no blame on him, because mistakes happen about last home game. Mistakes happen, and I'm sure that if I were the cameraman, I would do the same. I would eventually forget something, or not have something charged, or forget whatever it may be. Mistakes happen, we're all human, and the nice part about it is that the next home game, which is this one, he corrected his mistake, he brought all the stuff, he's prepared, and we can make all this happen, and it wouldn't even be a possibility without his assistance, without all of this equipment. So I thank him, and I thank his dad, Mike Terrio, for that as well, as he is one of the team parents here for Lancer hockey. I will step aside until the teams take the ice here and let the Zamboni finish its job, as we have a delay for the third period, which is upcoming, and I will get back to you as soon as we are ready to start the third period. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's probably your best time of year to do it. And we are ready for third period action between the Lancers and the Pioneers, with the Pioneers having a 1-0 lead, holding that lead for a long period of time. And the Lancers will have a carryover power play, 1:20 to be exact, and we are underway in the third period in what could be the final period of play. Can of corn there for Mesner as he gloves it. See what the Lancers can do here with 1:10 worth of power play time, and see if they can get themselves on the board and tie it. Donnelly here at the blue line, down to Maloney on the far side. And McKenzie here rounds the net, looks for options to Nyman here. Nyman down to Muldoon. Muldoon to McKenzie, looks for a shot, and that one was going wide, but to be safe, Mesner gloves it. With now 52 seconds to go on the power play. Muldoon to take this face off. And he wins it to McKenzie, and a shot there. Oh, another one right off the crossbar. Might have dipped down, might have deflected, but nonetheless, yet another crossbar. And Mesner's best friend is the post, the red iron right behind them for yet another time. 30 seconds to go. Coming on in is McKenzie. Another shot blocked. See, rebound! Another rebound. Oh, he couldn't bury it home on the other far side post. And now 21 seconds to go. Man, the Lancers are just inching their way closer to a tied game. And Maloney here gives it to Nyman. He makes a nifty move, but unable to maintain possession. And that will kill the penalty for the Lancers. Excuse me, the power play for the Lancers and the penalty for the Pioneers. So now we're back to 5-on-5, a minute and a half into this third period. And that backhander was unable to be connected. And a great forecheck play here by Maloney. And he gets back checked and then loses an edge. And now taking this one is Jacob Wolford off the boards. He still has it here, and he gives up possession and goes down for a spill. And McKenzie here on the backhand looking for some chances. Goes through one defender, goes through two defenders, but too much puck handling there. And a backhand here is deflected wide. So now the Lancers will control here. Nyman goes for a cross corner, or I should say, yes, cross corner along the boards. And hey, would you look at that? Yet another icing against the Lancers. With now 12:37 to go in the third. Lancers are doing everything right, but putting the puck in the net. That's what it comes down to, is finishing here for the Lancers. They just cannot finish and get themselves right back into this game. They are in it at 1-0, but you got to score when you're down, even if it's just one. And taking this one here is Jake Cole cross ice. So then Patrick Swanson chips this one in deep, and that will result in an offside call on the Pioneers. Face-off coming in the neutral zone. And the Lancers will change lines with the Donnelly, Maloney, and McKenzie line, their top line. One line that just keeps getting opportunity after opportunity, and the defensemen are Parilla and Austin, I believe, from my vantage point. Unable to get this one out is McKenzie. So the Pioneers here behind the Lancer goal line looking for some insurance here. And then they give it up, so this one was chipped out of play. And from my knowledge, I don't think there's such thing as a delay of game. No, there isn't. I believe Donnelly chipped that one out. Interesting rule how there is no delay of game. As you go to the minors and the pros, of course, you obviously see you chip the puck out of your own defensive zone over the glass with no deflection from anybody else or the glass. That results in a 2-minute delay of game penalty. But here in the New Hampshire Interscholastic Athletic Association for ice hockey, they say no. Chance here for Pioneers. They come in on goal and they're unable to get a shot on goal or a quality scoring bid, and a great check off the puck there by Drew Merrick. Mike McKenzie taking that check. A shot here is deflected wide, but the Lancers control here. Another great check by Merrick on McKenzie. Now we're about 4 minutes in to this third period as Donnelly backhands it to himself, all on the near side boards, and a lobbed shot comes in on Mesner, and he gloves for a face-off. Morissette will take this draw against Hupp. And he takes a spill, but wins it, and a shot there taken by, I believe that was Takulo. Just goes wide of the net. And Morissette here trying to get this one up ice. Delayed offside call, so Pioneers have to tag up. And that will create a chance here for Nyman as he comes on, in a shot there. Blocker save by Mesner. And on the near side, or I'm sorry, far side corner is Muldoon trying to dig the puck free and establish possession. As he's unable to do that, the Pioneers are just trying to bleed the clock with a 1-0 lead. And hell, I don't blame them, because Lancers aren't able to, you know, finish the job. And a 2-on-1 here coming up ice is Ryan Hupp. Take that back. The Lancers got back defensively. Woo, that was close. The Lancers almost came them, you know, almost put themselves in a huge hole there. I think they made the line change, which created numbers back for them. And a deflected shot here right in the crease, and Baldwin's able to scoop that one away. And we're now under 10 minutes to go, as this one is deflected off of the official skate and goes to Colby Austin behind the blue line. He banks this one off for the boards, and now the Lancers control yet again. And no call there, as apparently he just lost an edge. He might have been tripped or hooked, but no call coming. And McKenzie was trying to draw a call there. Coming up ice here are the Pioneers, and a shot there deflected wide. Taking that shot was Wolford. And this one will get to neutral ice, where Jake Cole will chip this one in. Under 9 minutes to go here. So the clock is not stopping for the Lancers. They need a goal, and they need it soon. This one here skids wide of Mesner's goal. And this one will not go for icing, as it was deflected. So Parilla here will take this one around his net. He loses possession, so the Pioneers keep this one in, and Baldwin paddles to the side as I believe that might have been Austin who ices it yet again. With now 8:27 to go here in the third period, and the Lancers trail the Pioneers by 1. And only 1, so it's just one lucky bounce, it's one lucky play, it's one penalty, it's one shot away from being a tied game here at the Ice Center. And a face-off here is won by the Lancers. Danny Bear's trying to nudge it all the way up into the neutral zone, and he does, along with company. But controlling it is Swanson here, looking for a choice, and he gives it to Arcan, but he's not able to corral it. So Bears here across ice, gave it to, I believe that was Donnelly or Morissette. That's Morissette, excuse me. And almost a great poke check there. But it was just no reinforcements coming on in front of the blue line. Nyman here in the defensive zone just clears it. And coming on in is Nathan Arcan, as he takes this one and gives it to, I believe that might have been Ryan Hupp. But he's not able to get a shot on goal. And the Lancers now once again give up possession to the Pioneers. Taking a spill there was one of the Pioneer forwards. And Mesner there misses the puck on the stick. So here come the Lancers here with the speedy Mike McKenzie. A centering attempt here. And what a great play there by Dominic D'Amico, getting it up and out of the zone. Under 7 minutes to go. We are more than halfway through, and the Lancers still trail by 1. And Baldwin paddles out of side for Parilla to McKenzie, who gives it up, and a shot there deflected, taken by Drew Merrick. Not able to get that one on frame. And the Pioneers here just trying to chip it in and keep that clock rolling. At least from my perspective, they're not trying to get some sort of, scoring chance. They just want the clock to run out. Donnelly shot here, gloved by Mesner, and Donnelly gets the rebound to McKenzie, and a centering attempt here is cleared. Great play there by James Korioski. I believe how you say his name. And a shot here just wide of the goal by Donnelly. Not enough wood or accuracy on that shot, as he was alone in the slot. Taking this is by McKenzie and cross ice, nobody home, and clearing it is Eric Favreau. And Tyler Chipman to give chase, where the Lancers have a little trouble establishing possession. And chipping it in deep is Jake Cole, where Danny Bears will, at first he controlled, but then it came to Donnelly. And Maloney coming on ice, 2-on-1, moving up. Oh, what a save by Mesner, and the rebound is not able to be controlled by the Lancers. He made a great move, Patrick Maloney did, coming on in. He just couldn't finish it home. It's just one play away for the Lancers now. They're getting opportunity after opportunity. And here comes Nyman all the way down below the goal line. And this is taken by Patrick Murphy, back to Nyman. And a great puck win there by Jacob Wolford, as he still has it here. And he then gives it to Drew Merrick, who will clear it just barely because Muldoon was not able to glove it down, and Muldoon ships this one in. Now 4:40 to go in this third period, and now the Lancers are desperate. They need a goal, and they need one quick. And this one is going to be offside. This, if the score holds, this would be the first shutout. The second shutout taken by the Lancers on the opposite side, not being able to score a goal. They were also shut out here at the Ice Center a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I don't know at this point, by BG. They won 5-0, and that was the last time the Lancers were shut out. As this one, I believe, is a delayed offside or something along those lines. Although the faceoff is coming into the Lancer attacking zone, so maybe not. Maybe it was a deliberate offside, which results in an attacking zone faceoff for the opposite team. Maloney to take this faceoff against Favreau. And the delay here is the goaltender for Trinity, Mesner, a little bit of an equipment issue, needing to adjust something, and he's all set, so we're back to action. Maloney here wins the faceoff after a lot of puck battles, and he's checked off the puck nicely there by Eric Favreau as he controls here, going up, speedy up ice. And he chips this one in deep as we approach 4 minutes to go in this contest. Losing this one, I believe, was Donnelly, but now controlling it is Anthony Federico. Almost said Sean Cotter, but haven't seen number 5 on the ice yet. And the Pioneers are just trying to play a game of chip, and chip. Chip it in deep and not get it back. And a great play there by Maloney to get some pressure on Mesner as he padded that one aside. Almost a chance there. Maloney across ice to Danny Bears, a shot deflected, and this one will stay in but come out of the attacking zone, so the Lancers have to tag up. We are approaching 3 minutes to go, and sooner or later the Lancers will pull their netminder if they do not score quickly, as this one was deflected either off of the official or off of a player on the Pioneer bench. So a neutral zone faceoff will take place, which is won by the Lancers and chipped in deep. We are under 3 minutes to go, and we'll take a look at Baldwin and see when head coach for the Lancers, Dan LeGros, wants to pull the Baldwin and get the extra attacker. Shipping this one in deep is Ryan Hupp for the Pioneers. And coming up ice is the Lancers. Here comes, I believe that is Troy Muldoon as he gets closer to me now. Troy Muldoon here. And now taken by Nyman, and he backhands this one in deep for Muldoon. He's looking for some space to operate with and try to get a scoring chance here. Nearing 2 minutes to go in this contest. And taking this one up is Tyler Chipman. And now will be a nice lookout, keep a great lookout, I should say, on the Lancer goaltender as we approach 2 minutes to go here. And the Lancers trail by just 1. Nyman here to McKenzie, and a easy save there by Mesner with the glove. 1:55 to go, and if I had my buddy Adam here, I would ask him why the Lancers haven't pulled their netminder yet, because they need one and they need it real quick with 1:55 to go. And a timeout is taken by the Lancers, so I may have Stan corrected. He may pull him here with this timeout opportunity. So what's at stake here? What's at stake is that the Lancers could drop to 500 and the Pioneers could advance to 500. And we will see, because it's just one goal. And with 1:55 to go, it's going to be interesting to see if the Lancers can get a quality scoring opportunity and at last bury one home, or will they get their second? Will they be on the other side of a second shutout? It's also a huge game for the Pioneers because in the standings they trail. They're at the bottom of a 3-4, 3-3. About 6 or 7 teams are that. So if they win and they get some help from other teams, they could progress up in the standings with some losses and, of course, a victory here tonight at the Ice Center. As far as the Lancers go, they hold the sixth spot, and they are being chased by a bunch of teams, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, so they need to pull out a win here and at least score here to get it to overtime and get some sort of points in the standings. I don't know what the point system is, but I do know that if you lose in overtime, you do get some sort of points. So we'll see if the Lancers can force that in the final 2 minutes of what's been a great game, but an uneventful game as far as scoring is concerned. Winning this face-off is Muldoon, but then the Pioneers take control right away, and Baldwin is still in the net, and losing an edge there. It's one of the Lancer defensemen. Tyler Chipman shot off the post. Might have went off the outside of the post, but nonetheless, they could have put that one away had they capitalized. I don't know who took the skid there. Could have been costly, though. Could have been very costly, as a shot here is saved by Baldwin with 1:30 to go. And I'm assuming Baldwin is going to be pulled momentarily once the Lancers establish possession here, because the Pioneers are just chipping it in deep and chipping it in deep and letting that clock roll. Taking this one on in is McKenzie and trying to go through the 5-hole, but can't, of one of the defensemen. And this was not offside. Although it was very close, it was gloved, but this will go for an icing with 1:01 to go. And the Lancers at last pulled their goaltender. It will be 6-on-5 for the remaining 1:01 here, given that the Pioneers do not score an empty netter, in which case the Lancers would go back to 5-on-5. And a timeout here is taken by the Pioneers, as the head coach, Mike Connell, wants to go over maybe some whiteboard stuff and what to do if you lose the face-off, what to do if you win the face-off, etc., etc. On a personal note, I am not a huge fan of 1-0 games simply because it's one goal. If you win 3-2 and it's a 1-goal differential, it's great because there's more scoring that's more involved. But if you win any sport, any team, whatever, that's a possibility of having a score of 1-0. I mean, I just think that's just not fair for the losing team, simply because, yeah, you have opportunities to counter and at least tie it, etc. But it's just, there's one goal scored, and that's it. That's all that has to be said about the game. Of course, you can look at the gameplay, you can look at the film and say, well, this could have happened, well, this could have happened. Absolutely, but when you look at the score, it's just, I'm not a huge fan of the 1-0 game, so hopefully we can avoid that, and the Lancers can put one behind Mesner. Otherwise, Mesner will get a shutout. Face off here, 1 to Nyman, to Donnelly, deflected wide, and now the Pioneers will try to bleed out the clock, but they can't do that because of the forecheck there, and this one may go in, and it will go wide. Ooh, that was a close call, as it was an icing against the Pioneers with 44.8 seconds to go, and the Lancers have a 6-on-5 advantage here with Baldwin pulled. To take this face-off is Morissette to Mesner's right. And getting kicked out of the face-off is Eric Favreau, so taking it is Patrick Swanson. And he loses the face-off with a shot, oh, just off the outside of the post by Muldoon. What a great chance there as Morissette here is double-teamed in the near side corner with now 30 seconds to go. And McKenzie is in on pursuit too to dig this puck out. And the Pioneers are doing a great job leading the clock. What a great strategy there with a 1-0 lead. This is going to be the last opportunity here. Yet another icing in this last minute against the Pioneers. 14.2 seconds. The Lancers will have one more opportunity, one more rush, one more shot to tie and send this thing to overtime, or Mesner will have a shutout. And the face-off here is won by the Lancers. Mike McKenzie has it. Now under 10 seconds to go, the Lancers need to put this one on net. And oh, what a great chance there, and at the top of the crease. He's inside his net, and that will do it. The empty net will not count because it was after the buzzer, so this will go down as a 1-0 loss for the Lancers and a 1-0 victory for the Pioneers. And I'll tell you what, these Pioneers had a great third period as far as killing the clock and game strategy is concerned, because the netminder Mesner had a shutout. He saved everything that came towards his way, and the Pioneers will come out of the Salem Ice Center here with a 1-0 victory as the Lancers drop to 4-4 at 500, and the Pioneers will improve to 4-4 and get to 500. It's been a great game here on this 23rd of January between the Lancers and Pioneers. Hopefully these two teams may meet again in the playoffs, given that both of these teams make the playoffs. Otherwise, great bout, great game. Got to give props to the Lancers for fighting back this third period, but then, of course, you got to give the big credit to the Pioneers defense and the Pioneers whole squad in general for continuing to chip the puck in deep and not make so many poor decisions, which may have resulted in a goal. But it didn't. They come out of here with a 1-0 win. I'm Jake Ziegler, coming to you from Salem Ice Center. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's game, and I also hope that you enjoyed tomorrow's NFL Championship Sunday games, the AFC Championship game for the Patriots and Broncos, and the NFC Championship game for the Cardinals and the Panthers, as I'm definitely looking forward to that. I will see you next time here. My name is Jake Ziegler. Good night.